All right, next is from Don Kekon. Subject is Brock Lesnar getting boring. Every once in a while, you guys get an email that asks such a dumb question that becomes a running joke, and that effing usually puts on the YouTube just so people can make fun of it. So here's my question to add to that pile. Is Brock Lesnar becoming boring? Hear me out on this. One of the biggest Brock Lesnar marks ever. When he returned to SummerSlam because so many dirt sheets were talking about how he's in talks with AEW. I loved it. Then he had 2 killer effing modern classic matches with the Bloodline on SmackDown. Problem is this. Those 2 angles, they were basically the exact same angle. I'm writing this on October 9th, so Lesnar hasn't returned to SmackDown just yet. He's just going to keep doing the same stuff? Plus, if he does move to Raw to feud with Lashley, which, by the way, I don't think he needs to be for the title because it's already a huge deal, putting the title line for other guys would make sense. Is it just going to be the same stuff all over again? And Konnan, you were talking about what Meltzer told you about NXT being bad now. Why the F are you asking him? You expecting him to praise it? NXT 2.0 is good. The fans into it. F old AEW Meltzer. You're still the man, though, K-Dog.
Well, I saw NXT, and I thought it sucked. There were too many green guys that did not interest me. I wasn't interested in. Their matches weren't good because they were green, and I didn't like their verbiage. I'm not saying none of it are going to go into being stars, but I didn't like the show I saw, you know? So.
Next is some cheers and beers for Tears Smith. Oh, no, cheers and beers for Tears for Fears Smith.
That's tremendous.
Subject is, did WWE really not try to sign Tessa Blanchard? Hello, Konnan and Disco. It's been a minute. Tessa Blanchard announced her return to wrestling this week, and she has signed with WOW, Women of Wrestling. Good for her. She's fantastic talent. I love that a bunch of false accusations didn't ruin everything she's worked for. It actually did, because she can't get hired because of it, actually, if it is fake accusations. I say they're fake because if you can't prove it happened, that I got to give people the benefit of the doubt. All right? Well, what I really love to hear Konnan and Disco talk about, though, is there a possible chance that WWE really didn't try to sign her? Right now, WWE has a ton of really good female wrestlers and a lot of up-and-comers such as Storm, Morgan, Xia Li, etc. But could it really be possible that WOW was able to offer a better deal than WWE? Or that it could be that WWE didn't even try to sign her? P.S. guys, any Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas special episodes in the works? Halloween, no. Thanksgiving, no. Christmas, yes. Let me ask you a question. You had spoken earlier on this show weeks ago that you made an insinuation that you knew where Tessa Blanchard was going. Was WOW where she was going, or did this come as a surprise?
It came as a surprise.
Interesting. So you heard something else is in the works.
Yeah.
Interesting. Can you reveal what that was?
It looked like she was going to WWE.
This guy posed a pretty good question. Remember how we were talking about this? How they have like 5 or 6 girls at the top of the card in the women's division? It's like, and they got all these under. They honestly, like, with as much time the women get on WWE, they get a lot of airtime. Do they really need her right now?
I mean, she could shake things up. She could have given some fresh matchups and stuff. Yeah.
Bro, she's way more valuable in AEW. Way more valuable.
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I can't see her being there.
Sucks.
They really don't like her, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it.
That sucks.
Well, that's that.
It's kind of weird because she was in Impact, and you would think like they have a lot of the Impact. Some of the Impact people are over there. That they had a good, they had a good relationship, right? I thought.
Who's really over there from Impact? Just the Good Brothers.
Chelsea Green's not. Well, another thing, Di is.
MSK's in WWE.
Who's AEW's top woman performer right now?
Luchasaurus is over there. Was there?
Where?
In Impact.
Brief?
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
For a minute.
Absolutely.
For like a minute.
It was for a minute, yeah.
But who's AEW's top female performer right now? Who's top of the
card?
Probably
the champion, Britt Baker.
Britt Baker.
Did you see the article I posted?
Britt Baker has tweeted about bad experiences with Tessa, so that could be a reason.
Has she really?
Yeah,
I'm sure that doesn't help.
Back when all that controversy was going on, a few women tweeted about bad experiences with Tessa, and Britt was one of them.
You're right.
Let me read this.
I do remember that.
Did you see this article? Remember how I talked about how I tweeted about how the wrestling media, the quality of the wrestling media has decreased significantly, right?
Right.
So this guy posted an article from this site called Daily DDT, the typical Mark wrestling site, right? Listen to the title of this article. I'm just read you a couple of this. You tell me what you think here. So this is from Daily DDT. This guy wrote in here. Let me see what this guy's name is. Dominic Marinelli. Okay, Britt Baker undoubtedly now surpasses the 4 horsewomen in popularity. Okay, let me read this to you. Okay, and my tweet on this article was basically
wow.
What do I say here?
So
nice example right here. Nice example right here of how wrestling media has significantly decreased in quality. The guy's just a Britt Baker mark acting like he knows what he's talking about. I'm going to read you this. All right. So this is a guy like right in front for this is wrestling media. Okay. Nothing against the four horsewomen, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. I have tremendous respect for the four of them. They have done wonders for the business. But this piece is all about Dr. Britt Baker, as I feel that she undoubtedly has surpassed these women in popularity, and for a very good reason, and I've set out to prove as much in this piece. She's certainly the queen bee over at AEW, and that's for very good reason. She's put in the work. Dare I compare her to anyone else in professional wrestling right now? It would be Deonna Purrazzo over at Impact and current Knockouts champion and Triple Ray, Reina de Reyes champion. I find it amazing that both these women were so mistreated by WWE that they're essentially being buried with their time there, despite the work they put in, and yet they're leading the industry elsewhere. Again, I stress the four horsewomen accomplished a lot of firsts in the business, even in their time in NXT, of course, but Britt Baker had to go elsewhere to outshine them, which isn't always easy. But boy, is she shining now. And not only is AEW gaining a lot of momentum, and only after 2 years, but its stars are gaining quite a wee bit of it too. Dr. Britt Baker on Britt Baker. In 2020, before superstardom hit the stratosphere, that she did an interview with the Uprocks.com. In that interview, she talked about her background, her injury that she suffered early on in her AEW career. She saw herself in the pro wrestling industry down the line. This is what she had to say. I guess the wheels were moving to be a dentist first. When I moved to Pittsburgh for dental school, it's the exact same time I started training to be a professional wrestler. So I started wrestling school and dental school at the exact same time. For wrestling, you need to be watching wrestling all the time. You need to be in the gym to look the part. It was such a hard time to balance the two of them. I think deep down in my gut, if I didn't think that I had what it takes to be successful with both of them, I wouldn't have pursued them both. Everybody wants to be a champion. Everybody wants to be the best. And that belt is a physical display that you are the best in the best. I feel that I was very fortunate, especially through my injury in the last 4 to 5 months, that I've still been featured in a way that highlights my character, makes me somebody that the audience can learn to know or even to hate, maybe. I think it has been a good period of growth for me as a wrestler, especially as a character, and learning who I am, and I think you have to be patient, and all good things in time will come. And boy, did good things come. They put the impact of that lights out unsanctioned match with Thunder Rosa. That match definitely lit the initial flame of what was to come for her. And if I can compare this woman to the aforementioned four, it's in this match and in this match alone that she has the edge and what tips the favor towards her in the popularity aspect, especially for fans of an early age of wrestling. To say that blah, blah, blah.
Please tell me this ends soon. Okay, let me just say this. So
let me finish. Yeah, let me read the last paragraph. So in the end, she has the right people around her. She's intelligent in the fact that she listens to those who have more experience to her, and she's headed for the top of the industry for sure. As far as I'm concerned, she's practically there. I mean, she's throwing first pitches at ball games and all the media attention. I'd say it's no question she's the most popular female wrestler in the game today. Does this guy not know that Sasha Banks is on the Star Wars show?
Yeah, right. So, she said it was Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I think. You were talking earlier about people that have been elevated in AEW, and we had mentioned Sammy Guevara. She'd be another one that's been elevated, but she's not more popular than Sasha. She's not more popular than Charlotte. She's not more popular than Becky.
Not even close.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's done a great job and good on the, she's done a real good job, but she's not, this guy's full of
Yeah. That's your wrestling media, Dominic Maricelli or some guy.
Tremendous Dominic.
I mean,
sounded like a love letter.
That's why guys like me, I can read stuff like that and say, this is the wrestling media these days, and question it, and I get heat for bringing up that this is just hot garbage what this guy's writing.